Hi guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of Desi FPL. In this episode, we are going to discuss my Game Week 9 performance and looking forward what are the changes that I'm looking for in Game Week 10. So let's get straight to it. So in Game Week 9, I got 65 points and I took a hit in bringing Chilwell and getting out Harry Kane. So I believe I did decently well, I would say. Uh, if not for that hit, I would have been a better ranker right now. Right now, my rank is, as you can see, around 2.65 million. So that is something that I'm looking to improve upon. And it was a green arrow week for me, almost 150k ranks up. So yeah, looking forward to build on that momentum and keep going forward. And my aim for the disaster of a season, I have the start of the season. My aim is to get into uh, 5 lakh rank. So that is my current aim, and let's see where the end leads me to. So 9 games are gone in the season, almost a quarter of the season is gone, and we are in a decent shape to draw analysis and draw insights on which team is performing well, which are the players that are performing well, which are the teams that are not performing well, which are the assets that you should go for against what kind of teams. So those are the kinds of things that we are going to discuss in this video. First up, my team performance. In goal, I had Pickford, who again conceded 2 goals against a Fulham side who was not scoring that many goals. So I was disappointed. I was really hoping for a clean sheet, but unfortunately, it did not happen. And Chilwell, I had a double up on Chelsea defense, and I was just hoping that they did not concede against Newcastle. And to be honest, they were pretty safe against Newcastle. So Zuma and Chilwell got me a double clean sheets. Lamptey, unfortunately, given a red card 5 points, but I can't about that. He was really great going forward, so I would like to keep him for the coming fixtures. Ailing was someone that I really had high hopes from because Arsenal is again a team that is not scoring a lot of goals. So, and Leeds being an attacking team, I was hoping for a clean sheet as well as some attacking points, but unfortunately not the attacking points. But yeah, definitely I take that clean sheet all day long. Then coming to my midfield, because Salah was out with test, I had to play Podence and I had to put Salah on the bench. Unfortunately, did not get me anything. Son got me 10 points. Really happy with his performance. And but to be honest, that was really expected out of him against Manchester City. City was always going to keep a high line, and Son with his pace, he has that kind of ability to get in behind the defensive fences and score that goal. I was really happy with that. But going forward against teams like Chelsea or Arsenal, even, they don't keep a high line. They're pretty. Arsenal, in fact, is a team right now. I'm not sure whether Son is have the same kind of impact as he had against Manchester City. Then Rashford, I think that is a one bad call that I really regret right now because most of the people in terms of covering a United asset, they have Bruno Fernandes and he wonders. Now he's Rashford. I can't get him out right now because I have other plans. I want to bring in City assets or maybe a Liverpool asset. I'm right now not that convinced of selling him on. And with United playing against Southampton and West Ham next, they are some of the fixtures, especially against Southampton, who likes to play on the front foot. United has that chance of for a counter attack. And even in the Champions League, or 9 minutes, I believe definitely start the match. So that is Rashford is someone who I have to stick with for now. And maybe if he does not get me the next 2 games any point, I'll probably ship him out. Rodriguez, again, if I see his history, he's not 3 points in the past. In fact, 4 game weeks. So that is now it's time to move on from him. And even if he gets a return for someone, I don't care to be honest, because he's that kind of a player who is now assisting the assister. He'll give the pass to Luca Dine and then he'll cross in. He's not a good asset in terms of FPL. I have decided to get a move on. In the striking department, I had Bamford and Calvert-Lewin. I made Calvert-Lewin my captain, and he was the highest scoring player in my team. So really happy with that. And to be honest, my choices were again Calvert-Lewin, the Chilwell. I am thankful that I picked Calvert-Lewin, and he got me 10 points. So that was the team performance. This season, I am again playing a lot more aggressive. I'm ready to take those hits in terms of getting my formation right, getting the kind of players that I really want. So right now, and especially until half of the season, I'm really going to be aggressive, even if I have to take a hit every other week. That is my strategy for now. And let me know if that is a good strategy for you. The past seasons, I have not done that. I'm pretty safe. It worked well for me. This is a kind of season where I feel lot can happen just one or two weekends. If you get an 80 odd points in consecutive weeks, you can jump a rank of almost 1 or 1.5 million. That is the kind of margins that we are looking at. So these are my strategy going forward. I'll move on to the team that I have picked for next team. I got in Kevin De Bruyne in place of Rodriguez, and I got in Jota in place of Odens. So right now, Jota, great Liverpool asset, and he's on the verge of replacing Bobby Firmino for good. And right now, Liverpool is playing four attackers: Firmino, Mane, Jota, and Salah. And they understand that with Van Dijk gone, Trent Alexander-Arnold gone, they'll not just win on the defensive aspect of the game. They need to outscore, and that is why these quality four players are playing in tandem. And I cash in on that part from the of the strategy from Klopp. Hopefully, it works out for me. I have already taken a hit. Let's see. Against Chelsea, for Son, I'm not that confident against Chelsea because Thiago Silva, since he's come into the team, has really played well. Has shored up the defensive. He has given the confidence. Zuma, likes of these James as well. So they know how to defend and they'll not play a high line. And I believe Lampard is someone who has the necessary aptitude to change his statistics or his strategy as compared to Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola only knows one way to pass the ball and until you tire the opponent. So I am not sure whether Son would get the same returns. That's why I have played a Chelsea double up again against Tottenham because the match is at Stamford Bridge, and I do that, and I do believe that Chelsea would dominate the proceedings, and I just hope that don't concede, and that is what I'm banking on. Staying on to the defenders, to be honest, with my next defender is Justin, Leicester City against the Fulham side at home. I think he's the obvious pick right now. Bench options I have Ailing or Lamptey anyway out of the game week. So against Ailing, Everton scoring team at that too at Sin Park. I believe Ailing would never clean sheet in that game. That's why I've kept Ailing on the bench and instead I've played Justin. But again, I don't have any option to goal. I have to pick Pickford. Yeah, that is Pickford. So yeah, that is something that I have to deal with. Rashford, I hope he gives me something right now. Anything he gives me is a bonus for me. I'm not expecting great things, but yes, a goal would be good. And then I have De Bruyne. That was always the plan going into game week 10. Burnley at home, and Manchester City has always turned around their season or their playing style against Burnley. In the past 5 seasons, I read a stat in the FPL community, Twitter community, which said that they have scored 3 goals or more every game. And in some of the games, it was scoreline was 5-1, 0. So that is the kind of stats that we're looking at, and I believe Manchester City really is a turnaround this season, at least in the Premier League. And since they have already qualified for the knockout stages of Champions League, I believe all their focus from now on. And that's why I believe Kevin De Bruyne is a great captaincy option as well. I'll come back to the captaincy later in the video. And In the forward line, again, I have Bamford and Calvert-Lewin. Pretty straightforward picks. I believe they have the ability to score points that game. And it is a clash of the two strikers in the same game. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Now, coming to the captaincy option, right now I'm considering two options. One is De Bruyne, and the second one is Salah. The only thing that is stopping me from giving the armband to Salah is that now there are four players in Liverpool, and also he's coming from um, not an injury but a COVID test, and he's not trained properly. Although he played in the Champions League for 60 minutes, he did not look that sharp. I'm not sure how sharp he would be, so that's why I'm just tilting towards De Bruyne. But I'll still take that decision or call on Friday night. And on that front, do remember that the deadline for this game week is Friday and not Saturday. To make your changes whenever you get time. My bench looks ailing and Brewster. It's bench fodder, nothing great about it. Lamptey is out anyway. So this is my team right now for the game week, and it's more or less locked, barring the captaincy choice. Now, one thing that I really want to discuss in this particular episode of the CFPL is the kind of teams that are coming up after almost quarter of the season is. I'll discuss two types of team. First one is the punching bag, or you can say the whipping boys. These are the teams that have come out in the first nine matches who are conceding a lot of goals. First one is Fulham, and if you see the fixtures, I'll go transfer unit just to go to any Fulham player and just see the score lines that they have. See, they've conceded four, three, couple of solitary against three against Everton. So they clearly are that kind of side to conceding a lot of goals, right? And and going forward, have an attacker that is playing against Fulham to ensure that give him the armband. This case, I gave the armband to Calvert Lewin, and he scored a couple of goals and got three more. So that was a great decision, I would say, and like that was the logical decision. I was rewarded. Now, next match for Leicester City. Leicester City, Manchester City, and Liverpool. These are three really tough fixtures, and I expect a lot of goals shipped against them. Leicester City, in this particular game week, Jamie Vardy is one of the major candidates for captaincy. So that is something that I feel uh, can consider. And if you have City or Liverpool assets, like for that you put the captain's armband on one of those assets. Next, whipping boy that I want to discuss is West Brom. So see, although United had the last match against West Brom, they are somewhat shipping less of goals as compared to Fulham. But in the initial days, initial game weeks, they conceded a lot of goals, and they are definitely not scoring goals, right? Even if you have a defender or attacker against West Brom, do play them. Don't put them on bench. Play them in the 11, and I can assure you that. And the next whipping boy is Everton. I have Everton player, which is honest. I just get rid of him, but unfortunately can't. If you can see, they have not kept a clean sheet in the last eight matches, right? They've always conceded two from throughout the season, barring the first match. They have conceded two or more. That has been a trend, and I don't know what the issue is because Carlo Ancelotti seems or is considered to be a tactically astute manager, but unfortunately, with this Everton side and with maybe the goalkeeper or the formation, just not able to keep. This. And they have recently changed the formation as well from 3-4-3. Now Iwobi is playing the right back role. That is even more attacking. Not sure whether he is that kind of player. track back and cover his position. I still think that Everton won't clean sheet, and if you have Hacker, say just play him against Everton. In this case, I have Bamford at least for this game week, and I hope that he gets a six. Then the next discussion that I'm want or the thing that I want to do is passive teams. These are the teams that not have great attacking units or they go venture that aggressively to score a goal. And I have two teams right now list. So first one is Sheffield United. Goals for Sheffield United. They haven't scored a lot of goals, even at home or away. Right? They have scored just one against Arsenal, one against Fulham, one against Liverpool, penalty, then one against Chelsea. So in 9 games, they have just scored goals. That is that is really bad to be. And I think that, and my mind says that they'll go down this. They're facing the difficulties of second season. They are in the Premier League. That is something, if you have an defender against Sheffield United, I would say play him and definitely get at least clean sheet points. And the second team that I want to discuss about is Burnley. Now, although Burnley scored in last match, but going forward, they are not great. They have scored two against four against. In fact. It's Leicester, then nil draw, lost against Tottenham, against Chelsea, again against Brighton, and a solitary goal against Crystal Palace. So if you have a defender against Burnley as well, I would say play him. And on the other hand, Burnley with the incoming of Ben Mee and Tarkowski, all these players have heavily stabilized the team. Now they are conceding really less amount of goals. See for Nick Pope, 9 points and 10 points last game, and he's coming back to the coming back to his best from last season. So I would say if you have a player against or an attacking player against Chelsea, against Burnley or Sheffield United, say play him. Sorry, my bad. You have a so if you have a defensive player against Sheffield United or Burnley, I would say definitely play him because there are a lot of chances that you'll keep a clean sheet and get. That was the video, guys. I hope you liked the analysis and did. Please hit that like, share, or subscribe button and press that bell icon so that you can get a notification whenever I upload it. Thank you and great fantasy weekend.